Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is No South, No South Capital. Currently on a nice, kind of warm afternoon here in the Southern Hemisphere. Anyway, I thought I'd make another simple, quick video about some idea I've been working on. And it's going to be about Bitcoin. I also wanted to do one about MicroStrategy. I'm not sure whether I should do that today or maybe I should just do that some other time. I think I'll do it some other time. And something I've been watching about going on in Bitcoin. And you may recall, because some videos ago, when I talked about some position and what not to do by not having stops and all that kind of stuff, and what happened. And that same thesis, roughly the same thesis, is abound. So here, for instance, I've got a limit buy on Bitcoin. It's about 89,000. It's now 91,744. I've had this 89 now for quite a while. So why am I thinking this way? Well, quite simple. So let's go to this chart here. And let me put on my two favorite indicators. And there we have it. Now, if you look very closely at Bitcoin, you may recall that up here there's a kind of area of supply. But now this is the new area of supply. That is this red area here, or maroon area, which I'm drawing around here. That's an area of supply, which one has to keep a close eye on. But I noticed that the last time, let's increase the size of this quickly. I noticed that this area here, this blue area here, this is an area of demand. In other words, it's the kind of place where people buy. Now, because people are buying, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, this thing keeps coming here. It means that it might come all the way down. So initially, when I sort of revised my position, I put it at about 92,000, but I've, changed my mind and brought it down to 89,000, as you can see here. Now, apart from, the area of demand, I'm also looking at the fact that the price just keeps coming down, almost like a falling knife. And I thought, well, I should be patient. Now, if I keep seeing strength in this downfall, I'm going to wait until it stops completely. And if I see that it keeps falling, I might even revise my position a bit further. I might go all the way down to maybe 87 or 85, depending. Now, one thing that we're not talking about, and a lot of people have not been talking about this, is if you look at this area here, again, I always talk about this, and I talk about these areas. You see that area here? You see that rough C I've drawn here? You can see the volume is quite sparse in this area. Now, if your price action should break, let's say it breaks something like 86, then we have a danger of coming all the way down to about, that's about 76. There's a big danger. Now, some of you may recall, or some of you may have known that some of the pundits are talking about Bitcoin coming all the way down to 70. I saw one this afternoon talking about 78. Well, I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's going to come that low. But looking at the current price action, one could be in for some kind of late December into the first quarter of 2025 surprise, but we'll have to wait and see. So I'm keeping a very close eye on this. I may have to revise my position further down, maybe down to, as I said, maybe down to 87, maybe even at the bottom of this, which is about 88. I could say, okay, at about 88.5 or 88,000, depending. We'll see, depending on the strength of this downfall. Now, something else that I'm looking at very closely, I'm looking at the Bitcoin liquidation levels. Let's go back to Bitcoin. I was looking at something. Now, This is the liquidation levels on Binance. And you look at the two highest. You look at this one here, it's about 94,554. And this area here at 92,174. So it won't surprise me if the market makers hunt for those areas of liquidity. The overall Bitcoin exchange liquidity map, we can see really it's on the short side, which is 94,762. On the long side, the highest is about 91,402. Now, it won't surprise me, like I said, if there's a hunt for liquidity, which is why I'm watching it very closely. And as you can see, we're at 91,456. So it's not going to surprise me if it breaks that area. To confirm some of this, let us go to the heat maps. Just have a quick look. Yeah, and look at this one area. You see that area? 91, 8 something. And it's broken this 91. It's already broken this. If you look at that. Let's look at model 2. Let's look at model 2. Yep. It's broken that. So it won't surprise me if it goes back up and breaks this. And we keep getting this kind of sideways, long sideways, and killing liquidity. It won't surprise me at all if the idea is to keep killing liquidity. So that's my thesis on Bitcoin at the moment. As I said, I took a limit buy quite a few days ago at 89. Currently it's at 91,800. I might revise that even lower depending on what Bitcoin does. And as I said, no financial advice. It's something that you may want to do or you might do, or if you like the rough idea of what I'm talking about. I found that some of the best strategies are the simplest ones, where your thesis is quite simple. And this is a thesis that is quite simple. We can see the areas of demand and supply, and we can also see the areas of liquidity. And so I based this strategy on that. And as I've said, I could revise it down. I might revise it down. We'll see. And if there's any result on this, I will let you know. As for MicroStrategy, I'm looking very closely at that. That's quite interesting. Let me just give you a quick glance of MicroStrategy. I am thinking, this is what I'm thinking. MicroStrategy is, you see this area here again? Like I've always said. This area here. You see that C-ish area here? You see that? It's very easy for price action to break right through. Like I said, if it's going up or down, it goes right through these areas. I'm positing, and this is purely speculative, of course, that MicroStrategy could go as low as 279, so let's say 280. Maybe even come down to this area here. Who knows? To about 259, 260. Some people have already posited 260. That's something I haven't taken a position on it yet, but I'm looking very closely at it. So that might be something that I would do. Because what I'm thinking of is that MicroStrategy is very responsive to the price action of Bitcoin. So that would be something to do and to speculate on. Of course, as I said, to speculate, which means these are just speculative positions. They're not long-term positions. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the long-term positions, but I can show you these positions on the very small, the tiny accounts, where we run ideas and stuff like that. That's what we do on this account. Anyway, I hope that helps. And as always, keep your eyes and ears open and your trading sharp. Have a good one. Bye.